I would go through so many rape attempts, more than 20, I think.
Oh, it's a curse to lose a wife at that age, at 30.
So you went around doing stuff that makes women pregnant, and you thought you wouldn't get pregnant, like, and you being funny and daft. And I told her.
I said, friends, before I begin our lesson, I have important news to tell you. I need your prayers. I've just been told I'm HIV positive.
Hear the story of my life, heartaches and pain, weeping at night and laughing at dawn.
Sharing my joy, victories and hope. A brighter day has come. It's for you and for me.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Jessica Kayanja Show. We bring you real life stories of people who have weathered the storms of life. I would like to share their joys, their pains, their triumphs, and their victories with you. And today's story, what if you lost both your parents and you were only 12 years, and all of a sudden you were thrust into the responsibility of bringing up your 4 siblings who are much younger than you. Your parents have left no means of earning except a plantation. What would you do? Just allow me to welcome our guest today. You're welcome, my dear.
Thank you very much.
I'm blessed and honored to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes. If you can tell the viewers your names and where you come from.
Well, I'm called Sylvia Ateire. I come from Rukunjiri district, from Rukunjiri municipality in Chitimba village. I'm very honored and privileged to be here to share my story. I lost my parents. My father passed on when I was 5 years, and my mother died when I was 12 years. I was in primary 6, going to primary 7, and I'm born from a family of 5. We are 5. I'm the first born, and I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. When our parents passed on, it was a nightmare, and life had to turn.
Can I just interject on this?
Yes.
What was the cause of death? These must have been young parents.
Yeah, I can't be very sure what caused the death.
Was
of
it
both.
disease?
Yeah, they fell sick. Our dad, we were told he had ulcers. Then later also our mom fell sick. She struggled a lot to take care of us from the time our dad passed on. She had many cases. All people were against her, fighting for the land that our dad had left. So she maneuvered in courts of law everywhere, all the time. She was up and down, policemen coming to our home. And before our father passed on, he was constructing our house where we were to be living. Then he died before the house had a roof. So my mom struggled so much to put a roof on that house. Some relatives wanted to take all the property. They didn't want her to complete the house, so she had to struggle to report every time going to court, every time. Like, it was a struggle during that period until God was on her side and she won the case and our land was set free. She was given, they divided, our father was a carpenter, so they divided the workshop property, the machines and what. So she had to sell some to roof our house. After roofing our house, that's when we moved to our house. But she struggled for almost all that time she was with us. So
you believe it contributed to deteriorating her health?
I believe, because she had 5 kids to take care of, no income, and everyone is against her. She has to fight to find where her children will go to school.
So
how
did she
to-
like suffer a long illness, or it was a sudden death?
No, it was some long illness. Yeah, it was like 8 months.
In that time, did she ever give you a hint or show you she thought she was leaving or going?
Yeah, because when we were young, she used to tell us, in case I die, don't leave your house. And don't allow people to take you. Keep in your house. If somebody wants to come and help you, let them find you home.
Oh, wow. Oh, I know.
I think she
I know
feared,
this is emotional.
Yeah, she feared, like, you know, children, when their parents die and relatives or some
Come and
people
take them, they
away, then they make them their house
So that was what
girls.
caused, that's why you insisted on staying in your house and taking care of your siblings.
That was part of it, but still the young ones were taken by some relatives, but they reached and suffered more, and we had to pick them from wherever they were. One of our brothers was taken to some relative who took care of him.
And you were only 12 when you went and picked up your brothers?
Yeah, we picked him up when I was in senior 1. He was suffering, he couldn't go to school, he would be hungry the whole day at school. So we had to pick him from there.
Okay, now let's go
Brought
back
him
to the day
home.
your mom dies. Were you at home?
Yeah, my mom died when we were at home. We had gone to school. We came back from school, and of course people were there, like she had died. She died during the day. So it was a terrible moment, and yeah, I took up the responsibility immediately. When she died, I knew that I had to take care of them. Good enough, she had trained me in a way. I was young, but she would give me work to do. I would wash some of her clothes. I would cook for the young ones. And when I had reached 10, she told me, now I will never beat you again. You're old. So I took it to be like, yeah, I've grown at 10. So when she passed on, I had already taken up the feeling that I'm the elder sister to these people.
So what did you tell your siblings? Did you gather them and said, I'm going to take care of you?
It brought in itself. There was no need even to gather them, because it was, relatives were there. After the burial, each one goes away. We were left with our grandmom. She was old, and they told her to keep with us. But remember, she also had a home to take care of. No one was there. She kept there like for 2 weeks and also went away. So we found ourselves home. Life had to change.
So what chores did you begin to do after your mother's demise?
Yeah, we had to dig. We had to work on our gardens to look for how to survive, to look for food.
So you and all your siblings were digging, or only the older ones?
Yeah, we would dig, all of us. All of us would dig, and during our stay at home, I used to gather them, and we plan what to do. This one is for cooking. Boys were to cook during weekends, so that they also learn how to cook and survive during the other years to come. Then
you would cook during the week?
Yeah, one of my sisters opted to be the one to cook, another one to fetch water and firewood, another one to also do other. The two boys had to.
Now you were 12 years.
Yes.
Then how old are these other people who are cooking and fetching firewood?
Yes, our last born was 6. He was making 6 in December. Our mom died in July. Then our other brother was 8. Then the other one was 10. Then this one was going to make 12. I was going to make 13. I was 12 making 13. Then this one who follows me, it's 1.5 year gap.
So now someone was cooking, someone was fetching firewood.
Yeah, we planned our schedule, and we used to hold meetings. We gave out the duties that we have to do. All of us had to dig. That one was compulsory. The boys were to fetch water. The girls were to, one of them was to fetch firewood and do the cleaning. The other one was to cook. Then me, I was to fend for them, find how we are to live. So we started that life, and I was promoted to primary 7. Good enough, I performed very well. I got 7 aggregates, and I didn't have any hopes of joining secondary at all. But one day, there was a woman who knew about us and was on a PTA meeting, a PTA board of Immaculate Heart Girls Secondary School. She talked to the headmistress, like, there is this girl, she performed very well, and she's a double orphan, she heads her family, but there is no hope for her to join secondary. So the headmistress requested that they bring me to her. I was brought, they looked for me because they couldn't even find me, but they found me and took me to the headmistress, who told me, come and report the next day. It was a great miracle. Of course, I and some relatives contributed what to take to school. One of them bought me a suitcase, another one bought for me some books. I didn't go with much things. I joined also secondary. I left my siblings at home alone. When our mother died, our last born was taken to one of our grandfathers, and another sibling, the other brother, was taken to one of the aunties. So my 2 sisters were left in the house. And we used to communicate by writing. I have so many letters they wrote to me while at school. So I used to encourage them, write to them, read hard, go to school, make sure that, like, you keep well behaved.
So how were they, at that time, how were they going to school, because you didn't have money?
Yeah, they were in primary school, and one of them was being paid for by Compassion International, and another one, it was well-wishers. You finish the term, you have to go to everyone who knew your parents, relatives, friends of your parents. If you're lucky and you get 3,000, it's enough for you to pay at school. We were in this universal education. So we studied like that. In primary,
so you went
like
to boarding,
3,000.
and then you had to write letters to your siblings.
Yeah, we wrote letters. I have so many.
And they would write back?
Yeah, they're the ones who would write to me, we don't have this, this, and this. And I would also tell them what to do. You can go to the shop, tell them they lend you, we shall find a way. I had this hope, I don't know, I had a lot of faith to say that it will work. I don't know how, but it will work. And I would tell them, you go to the shop, tell them to give you the salt and get the paraffin, I would pay when I come back. I don't know how, but that's what I would promise. And somehow I would find a way. I don't know, maybe there is a time during visiting day when I reached in secondary, I performed well and all the students knew me. The headmistress was very, very happy with me, and she assembled me on the assembly in front of the whole school and said, for you, all of you have both parents, most of you come from good families, this is a double orphan, how can she come and she wins you? I was the first in class that term. In my senior one, all students were surprised, all of them. The next day was visiting day, they told their parents about me. So some of them gave me gifts, some would give me some money, then that money I keep to pay the debts at home. So that would be like a miracle. Then fast forward when I had reached senior 3, we stayed in that way. I would pray. That is the first part. I prayed, I fasted most of the times. That one is a way to go, because if you don't pray, you lose out many opportunities and many things. So when my
wow, I hope the viewers heard that. The fervent, effective prayer of a righteous man availeth much. This is a story that sounds almost hopeless, but it is a story with a wonderful ending.
Yeah, there is hope. There is hope when you pray. I prayed for my siblings. I prayed for them so much. because my brothers, after some time, we had to bring them back because life there was not very good.
They went and they were mistreated.
Yeah,
what were
mistreated.
those relatives giving in return for having them? Were they giving them school fees and dressing?
Remember, it's UPE. Not much is paid at school.
Yes,
only
yes.
3,000, but they will pay for you that 3,000. You will graze the cows. You will fetch all the water. You will do all the work at home. Because I remember sometime we would go to see them during holidays, and we wouldn't find them. They are running errands. Very young, but he's taking care of the cows somewhere. And we find we've not seen him. We are continuing because being young is funny. You have many plans. When you wake up, you have to do this, go and play, fetch firewood, cook and eat and sleep. That was our life. But after, when I joined secondary, coming back home from the holiday, I would find my sisters have already packed everything. We have to go to see our siblings, to walk from every relative to visit. Then we used to visit every relative almost, and would return back with nothing.
Your relatives will not give you anything?
They didn't have, I think, because we would move to every relative, visiting. You visit here one day, there 2 days, until you come back home. Then you reach at home, the next day you have to go back to school. But I don't remember anyone saying that, like coming back home and you have books, you have everything to go back to school with.
So why were you doing those, why were you running those errand-like visits? Why were you visiting these relatives?
Yeah, we hoped we would be helped, and still our brothers were dozens. We needed to visit them and see them, and some relatives, of course, were our relatives whom we were used to visiting even during the previous time. But of course, they were also poor. They couldn't support much. So we brought back our brothers. Why I said prayer is very important. My brothers, when they came back, they became badly behaved. You send them to school and they go in their own things.
Because they were used to rearing cattle.
Maybe, I think. And still lack of control. You're not there to see them. What are you doing? So they are free. You open for yourself, you close for yourself. No one will tell you you've done something
So you
wrong,
had to pray for them.
Yeah, I prayed for those
They
boys.
didn't get into bad habits like drinking and...
They were still young, they were in primary.
Okay, all right.
And they would have got into those bad habits because they were missing school. You find when I brought them from the village, I went to the school. The other organization of Global Care, it used to give me 20,000 for shopping. That 20,000 I paid for them at school, 10,000 each. It was enough for the term to report. So that's how they reported in primary when they came back to stay with us. They were in primary 6. So when I prayed for them, when I remember they are on mercy, we don't have the fees. I would pay for them from that pocket money. But now they are dodging school. I felt so bad and I didn't know what to do. I don't like shouting at people, and I don't like when you do something bad, I feel there is something missing. I need to pray for you. So I prayed for these boys, and God turned their hearts. They changed. They really changed.
And they picked up interest in school again.
Yeah, they started schooling very well.
Okay. Can you now tell us the success? Your siblings, were they able to complete school?
Yes. I wanted to share how they went to secondary.
Yes.
When I reached senior 3, my sisters were in P7, and I didn't know what to do for them. It was like stress over me. I had to pray. I prayed that God should give me a plan. I prayed for a plan. And the plan that came into my mind was like, there are some organizations that pay for orphans. Why don't we have any organization paying for us? And these ones need to go to secondary. There is no hope. So the plan I got was to write about us. I wrote, I'm this one, I'm this years old, and I have these siblings. These are finishing P7, and they wish to join secondary, but I don't know how they should join.
You were writing to who?
It's for you and for me.
The Jessica Kayanja Show will be right back after this message.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Kayanja, and this is a viewership alert. I want to appreciate you for tuning into my YouTube channel. But again, I would like to warn you to watch out for an impersonator. There is someone online posing as me and soliciting money. This person has a Nigerian number. Because he's an impositor, his number might change anytime. It could be a Ugandan number, a UK number. That is definitely not me. I do not raise money. I do not raise money on Facebook. I do not raise money on YouTube. I do not solicit funds in the name of interpreting dreams or seeing people in dreams. That is a fraud. And if this person inboxes you and he has my picture and my name, raise an alarm, tell them off, and don't heed to their treachery. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this program so far. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Pastor Jessica's YouTube channel. Oh, and don't forget to press the notification button so that you're notified whenever we upload a video. Also, you can follow Pastor Jessica on all of her social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under the handle of Pastor Jessica Kayanja. If you would like to contact Pastor Jessica Kayanja, please do so on 077-263-1603. And if you'd like to advertise with us, please don't hesitate to let us know. Okay, now let's get back to the show.
You're watching The Jessica Kayanja Show.
And for me.
The plan I got was to write about us. I wrote, I'm this one, I'm this years old, and I have these siblings. These are finishing P7, and they wish to join secondary, but I don't know how they should join.
You were writing to who?
Whoever it may concern.
So where did you post the letter?
I was doing my housework at school was to work in the library, in the school library. So there is a period they were throwing away some old magazines. So I picked one of the magazines and had addresses. I wrote to some of those addresses. My classmates contributed some money for stamps. But those addresses were not in existence. So some letters bounced. But the plan stood. That plan of writing. One day, we were coming from church, me with my sister, going home, and we met two whites. They were jogging alongside our road. When I saw them, my heart told me stop and greet them. We stopped and they also picked interest, like, how are you, who are you? They are interested in children. And I told them, I'm Slivia, this is my sister Olivia, and they were like, oh, we have a granddaughter called Olivia. You see divine connection, how God can connect. And they was like, yeah, we also have other two brothers, one Stephen, one Alvin. And they were like, we have a son called Stephen, he has a daughter called Olivia. That was the connection. They continued, and we also went home. So in my heart, I felt so happy that I had met these people. Though I didn't know even how to get to them, but my plan of writing was still on. So I visited some friend of our late mom, and I was telling her, we met some whites. One is called Jan, another one is called Chris. She was like, I know those people, they are my friends. Do you have their address? She heard. I wrote to them the same story that I was writing on my letters. They responded. They responded on that day when my sisters were writing their PLE. And they had some friends who used to come to Uganda. They told them, we have a family somewhere. Can you please visit them for us? When they visited us, they found us at home the way we were there, and I was in senior for that time. They were so surprised to see us. And that's when they came to know us. They kept visiting us, even though there was not this part of school fees, but it was maturing. When I finished my senior 6, they asked me, those whites who used to come, they asked me to help them on some project. There is a village in our district where children were all like not looking fine. So they said, Sylvia, you've managed to take care of these children. You can help us on this. Can you go there and teach them how to do this and this? I went there to that village. So me, because I knew the challenges that we faced, they were relating to these children's challenges. I told them these people need soap, they need basic needs, food and whatever. They welcomed the idea. So they found for them sponsors to help the children, to provide some food. So I worked during that year.
So you were the one in charge of that?
Yeah, that project. After my senior 6, I lost a year because I didn't have school fees to go to the university. So I worked in that project, taking care of those children, writing their stories and giving them to find for them sponsors. So they were happy with the work that I did. Then some sponsors wanted to come and see the work. When they came to see the work, they told them, Sylvia has been helping us in all this, but she also wishes to go to the university, but there is no money. One of the person who had come promised to pay for me the 3 years. That's how the blessing came. And then some sponsors came in also to pay for my siblings. That's when they got the school fees. But before that came in, my brothers and my sisters, of course, were in secondary. So when my sisters were joining secondary, I took them to the school, asked for a vacancy, and talked to the headmaster. I told him, please don't send these girls away. We shall pay. I don't know how, but don't send them. Don't chase them away from school. The headmaster was very understanding. He let them be. And then Compassion International came and paid in for my other sister. They gave her top up because of the date. And this one, and the other one didn't have a way, but was being held in school until one of the ladies who was a friend to my mom came in and said, okay, we shall pay for her. But
wow, that is a miracle.
Yeah, it was
now
a miracle.
All 4 were catered for in seniors. The two
who had joined secondary. But that plan was still also maturing. My sister, after senior 1, of course, the school almost chased her away. I prayed that God should do something. Then I got a reading, like, I opened my Bible like this, and I got 1 Corinthians 2:9, like, what no eye has seen, what no mind has conceived, what no one ever thought could happen is the very thing that God does for those who love Him. I felt it spoke to my heart, and I felt like something is going to happen. That's the day I received a letter from that lady who said, we are going to cater for Scovia for this time.
Praise God.
I said, it was a very great miracle, and it has been working in our lives up to now. Then my brothers, when they finished P7, primary 7, I was in senior 5. I didn't know what to do, but I prayed that God should get for them a school. I didn't want them to study from my district because they were getting badly behaved.
Yes.
And so if they join secondary in the district where I know that the friends who have been influencing them are still, I pray that God should find for them a school. I got a school. I got a school in Tungamo, in another district, and I had to also report to school. So I took them, both of them. I remember that thing, and I kept saying, "How did it happen?" I took both of them. I made some shopping for them, one case, one mattress, one everything, one, but remember there are two. And I took them to school, left them outside the gate, had never visited that school.
One case, one mattress.
Yeah, one piece for everything, like one piece.
And yet
for
there are two people.
Yes.
So how were they going to sleep on one mattress?
They would share. As long as they are allowed in school, that's it.
So you left them at the gate. Did
I left them at the
give them
gate.
any money to spend at school? Nothing. That's a luxury.
No, I had not yet got a vacancy. Yes.
You had not gotten a vacancy?
Yes, for senior one for them.
You just put them at the gate?
I came with them. Put them at the, I told them keep here. I entered the school to look for a vacancy. But remember, I'm looking for a vacancy and I brought the students.
And you also have to, oh my goodness.
And the next day I have to report.
You also have to report to school, to your school.
So in case they don't give me a vacancy, I don't know what to do.
Where do you take two boys and yet you're going back to school as well?
So I entered the school, entered office, and I told the headmaster, I'm requesting for a vacancy for 2 students, senior 1. How did they perform? They got 2nd grade. He said, but how did you come to know about this school? Because we didn't advertise it anywhere in Rukunje. He said, I found the school. He gave me the vacancy.
What?
And I told him, after, so it was a problem. After, this problem solved, then there is this and this and this waiting. I told him, okay, now you've given me the vacancy. I have the boys here. He was so shocked. I've brought them, and we don't have any school fees. And I don't want to go back with them. And we shall pay when we get. We don't have, and there is no hope, but we shall pay. That was my promise. Remember, he doesn't know me. I'm also...
She's a young girl.
I'm younger. And I told them I'm also going back to school, so don't chase them. There is an organization that was paying for me, that Global Care. It had stepped in to pay for them during P7. So it used to contribute 130 per person. Now, if you put students in the same district, in Rukunji district, they drive to the school and pay their contribution. But remember, me, I had taken them outside Rukunji. So when you take them outside the district, you pay, bring the receipts, they refund. I didn't have the money. I took the students to school. I told the headmaster, remember, he has given me the vacancy. I've told him I brought the boys. Now I am telling him, give me some receipts to show that I've paid partial. I've paid 130 for them. He was like, do you know that is a crime? How can I say that you've paid, yet you've not paid anything? I told him the circumstance. The money that we shall be able to pay is only 130. And that money we shall pay it after we've got a receipt that we've paid. He was, I think it was good. He just gave me the receipts and told me to go back with one to bring that money. I went back with one of them who brought the money. So from then he used to give them the receipts.
What did they do about the mattress?
They were allowed in school.
To sleep on one
share.
mattress, to share one mattress?
They shared.
Oh, wow.
They
so
shared.
Did they take soap or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I found some soap. I found for them some things I used to share.
That's
what
great.
I get, we share, all of us.
That's great. Now we have to summarize. I hate to jump into these stories and cut them into two, but we have to summarize. I want a summary of the victory.
Yeah.
Your siblings are all educated now.
Yes.
The 4 of them.
Yes.
What are they doing?
Me, I'm a social worker. I work with Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
Wow.
Yes, then the second born is a tailor.
Wonderful. She did fashion and design.
Yeah, she does tailoring. Then the third born is a nurse.
Wow.
She's a very good nurse.
Wow, wow, wow. Where is she working?
And here in Kampala.
Wow, so they're all in Kampala?
No, not all of them. She's in Kampala. Then the fourth born, he studied construction after senior 4, but God opened for him another door after 7 good years. And somebody came in and said, if you can go back to school, I will pay for you. So he just completed senior 6.
Wow.
And he passed very well.
Wow.
He's admitted now at Chambogo University.
That is wonderful.
For statistics and economics.
That is wonderful.
Yes, then our last born is a very good English teacher.
Wow.
He's a director of studies St. Patrick in Barara.
Wow, wow.
And yeah, I thank God that he...
Well done, well done, well done. That is so powerful. Just look at the viewers now and just look at the viewers now and just tell anybody who is a young orphan and feels burdened by their siblings. And it's not just young orphans. There are older orphans who do feel burdened, or not by their siblings, but by the situation. They're wondering, how can I afford school fees? How will I be able to take care of them? Just give them a word of advice and exhortation.
To all viewers, especially those who have lost hope, those who think that tomorrow may not come, God is there and He takes care of us. He takes care of orphans. He's a true father to the fatherless. I have a testimony. I testify that He is a father to the fatherless.
Amen.
The
Amen.
only thing that we need to do is to trust Him and pray at all times. Don't give up and believe that God is there for you. He will take care of you, even though the parents have gone or have forsaken you, because some parents forsake their children. Some children have parents, but they are not very helpful. You know that God created you and had a purpose for you. He knows your future. He knows. He takes care of each and every situation. He took care of us. He can take care of you. He took care of us when we didn't have anyone to tell us, do this or do this. He guided us. He taught us. And He promises that He will teach our children. We are the children. He taught us and He gave us peace. And that is in Isaiah 54. That He will teach your children.
The children
and
shall
He
be
will,
taught of the Lord.
Yeah, and He will give them great peace. So that's what will happen to you if you trust in Him. I'm a witness. I'm a social worker. I got a first class at university.
Wow, wow,
My
wow.
brothers and sisters have studied and they are still studying. We face challenges, but we go through them very well, like easily.
That is
in a way. I feel it is easy, and other people around me see it as very hard.
And you are wondering, how did I do this? How
did it happen?
To God be the glory.
To God be the
He is a
glory.
God who does not desert. He is a God who will never leave us or forsake us. He has fought this battle for you. He has been with you all the way, and it is a testimony.
It is
a testimony that will always encourage others and exalt others. Thank you so much. This is been encouraging to me. You can imagine.
You have to be patient with children. That one I promised to say it. Children change all the time. When they are young, you may see them very stubborn and you say, this one will not come out. Be patient with this child. She will even come out more than whom you ever thought that they would come out well. Then when they are old, they still have some more challenges. You have to keep patient with them. I kept patient with those children, and every day I see a new thing, a new change, and
praise
it
God.
will help you.
This is
Parents,
so
keep
powerful.
patient with those children.
This is so powerful. Are you married?
Not yet.
I just envy the man who will marry you. He's going to be a very, very lucky man. I mean, that you are really the technical description of the Proverbs 31 woman. Yes, I just feel that the man who will marry you will be so blessed. I mean, everything you imagine, you are the fantasy woman. You know, the woman who can work, the woman who can raise children, the woman who can take care of a family with nothing. May God bless you so much. And I know that, you know, if your parents are looking down from heaven, they must be so happy, you know. And Rukunjiri people, just, you know, just give yourself a hand clap. This is amazing representation. I mean, I would never have thought that there was a lady like you know, in any part of Uganda who could, a 12-year-old who could raise her siblings. Thank you so much. Oh, it's almost unbelievable. And yes, it is true, because, you know, this is not the first show you've been to. You've featured prominently. Your story has featured prominently. And I'm just so proud to be associated with you, even for just a day, you know. I'm blessed, and I would just love to see your siblings, and I would just love to bless them. And if there's anyone watching, really, I mean, these are the type of people these are the type of citizens that Uganda needs. I think a lady like this is credible in all aspects, because a 12-year-old would have probably run away from her siblings or just fainted from the lack of not knowing what to do. But you are such a credible person. If you know, they were looking for anyone to lead a project, to represent people, I would definitely say you. And I hope that you people that are out there are watching, you know, potential bosses, potential followers, if you have to be an MP or something like that, potential husbands, you know. And she hasn't told me to say all this, but I'm just so excited. You are indeed a blessing, and we are so honored to have come in contact with you. God bless you, and may He continue to grow you and take you to heights.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this program. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Pastor Jessica's YouTube channel. Oh, and don't forget to press the notification button so that you're notified whenever we upload a video. Also, you can follow Pastor Jessica on all of her social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, under the handle of Pastor Jessica Kayanja. If you would like to contact Pastor Jessica Kayanja, please do so on 077-263-1603. And if you'd like to advertise with us, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Jessica's channel so you don't miss a single video or live stream. And please like and share this video with a friend. Thanks again for watching.